All right, I suspect that the lighting is terrible and, you know, we're just gonna run with it. It's been one of those days where I meant to make a video in the mid-afternoon and then suddenly it was 8 o'clock and here we are. So I have already recorded a video that is going to go up at some point, probably next week. It's like a lengthier video, just a bit more kind of depth and something to sink your teeth into. But I thought that I might make a little bit of an update video for you guys because I feel like I haven't done one of these in a while. And having a little bit of a chatty kind of inconsequential video just felt like a fun thing to do, because I just kind of haven't talked about where I'm at and what has been going on for me. I think probably since the breakup that I went through back in February. I think I talked a little bit at that stage about where I was at with the PhD in life and just stuff. So first thing, I got new glasses, which is probably the least exciting part of this entire video, but I am chuffed. I'm pumped. I haven't gotten new glasses in about 7 years, so it's exciting. The second thing that I will mention is that I got a tattoo. I got my first ever tattoo just over a week ago. And this is a tattoo that I have. If you follow me on social media, you might have seen the whole story of this. I posted it on Instagram and I believe on Facebook, but I'm really bad at posting on Facebook these days. I'm just not feeling it so much anymore. But this tattoo is for my cat. My cat, Bumble, she died just over 3 years ago. And she was old, but at the same time it was a very sudden death, so it was a shock, and it was one of the harder things that I've ever gone through in my life, definitely. But in a weird way, it was one of those things where the day it happened and the day after that we buried her were two of the worst days of my life. But then almost immediately I felt kind of okay again, and I think it was because I was in the process of moving to Edinburgh and I just had so much to do. I had to come over here, find a place to live, pack up all my stuff and just figure out my life. And I didn't have time to really grieve. And I think as a result, it actually took me a very long time to get completely over her death. And I'm not completely over her death. Maybe I never will be completely, but it took me a good solid, 2 years at least, before I could talk about her without crying. So, you know, I think it was like this delayed kind of grief because I had to numb myself to it initially. But I had planned this tattoo from, I think, the day we buried her, or maybe the day after. We read out a poem at the graveside, or a verse of a poem, and that had a lot of significance and meaning to me surrounding her. And the tattoo that I got is 2 words from that poem, which mean we grew as one. So it kind of means both that we grew up together side by side, but also that we kind of merged and became one over time. And there aren't words that can better express my relationship with her. And I had relationships with animals before. I had never had a pet before, but I had, like, my minder had a dog that I was very close to, and my cousin had dogs, and one dog in particular that I was very close to. So I'd had that experience before, but nothing prepared me for the depth of the love that I could feel for this animal who, even though she couldn't speak to me in words, it very much felt as though we had this bond and connection, and we very much understood each other and communicated with one another. And it completely changed my perception of other creatures, of animals beyond humans, and probably ultimately led to me becoming vegetarian and so on. And I still can't really talk about it fully without getting kind of choked up, because she was just one of the creatures on this earth that I have loved the most in my life. I'm not ashamed to say it. And for anyone who's never had a pet, it might sound bizarre. But I think for those of you who have had pets, you will understand. And some pets in particular, I think, are particularly special, and Bumble she was a really, really special one. So yeah, I scribbled it down on a piece of paper. Like, I just kind of wrote it down in my own handwriting when I thought of it. And that's exactly what I got. My own handwriting based on what I wrote down that day. And yeah, 3 years later, finally got it, and I'm so happy. So yeah, it is my first tattoo. I doubt very much that it will be my last. But it's been a really momentous experience for me, because not only is it really emotional and a really positive thing for me to do, to sort of remember Bumble and as a tribute to her, a really powerful tribute to her. It also, I think, was very powerful for me in that I often plan things and say I'm going to do things and then don't see them through. Certainly I feel that way a lot of the time. It's something that I struggle with and that I see a lot in myself. And this past year, and particularly the past kind of 6 to 9 months, has been a period of me starting to see the end with various projects and being able to see that actually I am going to see things through. I can do this, I can finish this. My PhD, it seemed manageable now. I have a plan, I've written maybe half of it at this stage, and it's getting there. I know it's going to happen. It might not be perfect, it might not be the vision that I had originally, but it's going to get done. My novel, again, you know, I have a huge chunk of it written, not a lots of words on the page. It just needs tidying, it needs the gaps filled in. It's been moving forward, and I'm finally starting to see, like, yes, I am going to finish this novel. I'm not going to be that person who has pages in a drawer for the rest of her life and desperately wants to finish it but never does because of perfectionism and just tripping myself up. And getting this tattoo was a huge I think just marker of that, of how this year, me being 29, has been the year that I've been like, no, cut the bullshit, like just get it done, just finish the thing. Don't just get like 75% of the way and quit because it seemed hard. It's a terrible habit of mine, and I don't know where it comes from, but it's gotta go. It's gotta go. I think my 30s are all going to be about seeing things through and just doing projects the way that I can. They don't have to be perfect, just get it done, get it out there, get it out into the world. So on that note, kind of, I also have started a new project recently. I have developed a weird relationship with tarot since I moved to Edinburgh. You may have noticed that ever since I moved here, I have stopped talking about tarot pretty much. I don't make videos on it very much anymore. The videos I have made have tended to be about me being like, this is why I don't read tarot anymore. I haven't posted any kind of tarot interpretations on Instagram the way that I used to, or written any blog posts about tarot since I moved here, so that's 3 years. And for a while I felt like that was it, me and tarot were done, and I was just moving on, and I was feeling very uncertain about my direction forward with Anya Orga and so on. And then recently I just suddenly had this desire to jump in fully again into that tarot life. And I realised that the thing that was making me uncomfortable about it was actually just associating my persona as Anya Orga with tarot as my main thing that I do. Because I think Anya Orga over time has become this all-encompassing identity of mine. It's become, I wanted to be an umbrella thing that just encapsulates everything that I do in my life pretty much. Especially just anything remotely related to spirituality. And I think I just felt like if I was constantly talking about tarot or doing tarot stuff, that it just wasn't quite what I want Anya Orga to be. So I decided to do something quite strange. That might not make any sense to you, but it makes sense to me. And that is that I have started a new kind of tarot journey. I almost feel slightly uncomfortable even telling you this right now, which just, I think, tells you how strange I am in my mind about all of this, and about, I might explain why I've had to separate it from my Anya Orga account. But essentially all I've done is I've made an Instagram account, and it's a tarot Instagram account, and I'm posting pictures of cards and writing little interpretations, and I'm trying to do it daily, and I've been posting more there than I have been on my main Anya Orga account, and I'm loving it. So the name is Wild Heart Tarot, and the handle is wildheart.tarot. Just so that you can find me easily. You should be able to find me. I follow myself, like Anya Orga follows Wild Heart Tarot. So if you follow me as Anya Orga on Instagram, you should be able to find me. If you don't have the app, like, that's no problem. And if you just want to keep up with me and what I'm doing with tarot, because this is just going forward going to be my primary outlet for now, I think, with talking about tarot. If you don't follow me, if you don't have the Instagram app, that's fine. You can actually just click the link and just like view it in your browser. Like, you can actually just like look at my Instagram page without the app. So if you just want to do that and just check in every now and then without creating an account even, I'm pretty sure that you can do that. I don't think you need to have an account to be able to see my Instagram page and to be able to read everything and see all the pictures and everything. So yeah, I would encourage you to do that. I think if I stick with this and if it feels good for me, if it feels right, if I'm really enjoying it, I do plan on making a little kind of side website and maybe a blog and maybe offering tarot readings down the line. But I just wanted to start small and see how it goes. And I am really liking this idea of doing something as a side project to Anya Orga. And it might seem mad to you, but it makes sense in my head that I don't want, when I have a side project like this, I don't want it to take over Anya Orga. And it's not business savvy. I know it's not business savvy. It doesn't really make that much sense, but in my head, I want to keep Anya Orga kind of, I guess it's like, I just don't want it to get polluted in a weird way. Like, I don't want anyone coming to Anya Orga to immediately be like, oh, this is a tarot page, because it's not. It's more than that. And I mean, you know, you could just say to me, well, why not just post other stuff too? I could do that, but it's what makes sense to me right now. Just roll with it. Just roll with it. So yeah, go and follow me, wildheart.tarot. I will leave a link down below if you're interested to see what I'm up to. It's just, if you remember what I used to do with tarot, like the blog posts that I used to write and the Instagram posts I used to do, and if you've had a reading from me, it'll be very familiar to you. It's probably the same kind of style of reading that I used to do, and the style of interpretation and so on. Nothing hugely different going on there yet. I may even make YouTube videos down the line, but you know, gently, this is where I'm at for now. And yeah, I'm not sure if there's anything else that really requires updating. With the PhD, it's getting there. I've never settled into a space of being really comfortable with it and getting really excited with it. And that frustrates me. I really thought that doing a PhD was going to give me the freedom to write what I wanted to write and have an excuse to spend lots of time doing so, and to actually have, you know, the kick of the ass to actually do it, and the direction from my supervisor and help and all of that stuff. But actually, I think it's been the opposite. I think I've found that doing a PhD has just been restrictive, and I haven't quite managed to break out of whatever kind of weird cage that I've caught myself up into with regards to academia. It's not that I'm not proud of what I'm writing or that I'm not interested in it. I still am. It is what it is, and perhaps when I'm in the latter stages of writing, it will start to come together when I'm starting to write my conclusion and so on. But I think it's just one of those things that you spend so much time on it that after a while, spending that much time on any project makes me uncomfortable. This is why I'm bad at finishing things, because I just start to get like, oh, this is really obvious, it's really dull, it's really, I lose interest if I can't do it fast enough and to just get it done and move on. So I may find that writing my own non-fiction in my own time might actually be a better way for me to produce stuff in future. I'm not sure, like not having the restrictions of having to be, you know, peer reviewed and up to the correct standard in order to be a PhD. That's a huge part of the problem. If I'm just writing my own stuff, I have the freedom to be as creative as I want to speak from my own experience as much as I want to, and to just go off on tangents, and it doesn't have to be sort of rigorous research. And that's really what has been constricting me, I think, in a really serious way. So yeah, it's gonna get done. I'm gonna finish it. It's gonna happen, but it's not been an enjoyable process. This summer it's been getting less and less so. I think maybe come September I might have a bit of reinvigoration in it, but it really has been a slog, in all honesty. And doing side projects like working on my novel and starting up the whole Wild Heart Tarot thing has been important to me. I'm thinking about Anya Orga and where I want to go with that, because I do have plans for that too. I'm going to be updating the website sometime and I have plans for ebooks that I still haven't finished, that I'm hoping to finish in the next maybe in 2019 at some point, that I want to put up for sale and stuff like that. Like, I definitely want to keep moving forward with that stuff, and it's important to me right now to keep my sights on those other projects that are in my life, because the PhD just isn't satisfying to me creatively, and it just you just need to be focusing on other things as well. So yeah, I think that kind of brings you up to date with everything that's going on in kind of my creative academic life. So I'm going to leave it there. This was supposed to be a short video. It's probably been a bit longer than I meant it to be, because that's normally what happens. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell button thingy so that you always get notified when I post a new video, and I will talk to you again soon.